we want to make it simple as possible. Continuing education should be something that's interesting. You chose this profession because you were fascinated with the field, and why not make learning a good experience?
This is NDTR Spotlight, the corner of the internet, or NDTR Shine. I'm your host, Marie Lorraine, and today we have Dr. Carol with us. She is the expert in all things continuing professional education units. She knows her stuff, and she's here to share it with you. Let's meet her. So thank you so much for being here, Dr. Carol.
Thanks for having me, Marie.
Yes, I'm so thrilled to be able to talk to someone who really understands and values continuing education to the point where you started a company where you're able to help nutrition professionals like diet technicians reach those continuing education credits in a way that is going to really benefit them and not just a way to just get something checked off and done. So I want to start the podcast just by having the conversation of the importance of continuing education.
Well, nutrition and dietetics is very multidisciplinary. It's very broad-based, and it's very deep-based if you want to become an expert in a specific area of dietetics or nutrition. So continuing education it should be taken as kind of an exciting experience because it gives you a chance to really embrace what we've learned and use the foundations from what we've learned in school and build upon that and become professionally relevant and socially relevant.
Yeah, so giving us what we actually need, it sounds like. And what I really love about nutrition is that it's constantly changing. There's so much, which can also be very overwhelming. So as someone who is putting out these courses for our profession, how do you stay up to date with all the new information that's coming out?
Well, we like to say our courses are professionally relevant. So it serves the interests and needs of what the diet technician needs today. So all of our courses, with some exceptions, are no older than 5 years. And that ensures that it's the most up-to-date information. We also make sure that it's based on credible, sound, evidence-based information. So I have 3 registered dietitian reviewers, as well as myself, who actually review courses, our books for possible adoption into a course for Dietitian 360. So your members can be confident that it's relevant and it's credible. We also take recommendations from other diet technicians. We have a lot of professionals that approach us and say, I've read this book, it's great, or I want to read this book, and I want it to count towards continuing education. Will you consider adopting it? And we say yes. In fact, we have one of our statements in our FAQ page that says, we want to know what you want to know. And so please bring us your recommendations. And if we do adopt that book that you recommended, you get the course for free. That's a way of showing our appreciation. So it's a very symbiotic relationship. It's very collaborative. We always have our ear to the ground. We're always listening. We're always looking at trends and information in terms of what others, our technicians, need.
That is so refreshing to hear. And I can tell that you're in the nutrition profession because it's such a helping profession. So just the fact that you want to hear what other diet technicians and nutrition professionals want just shows that you are really on the ground. You're not just looking at what's being published, but you're talking to people in the field who are working. And I just think that is so encouraging. So diet technicians, if you have an idea, reach out to Continuing Education 360 because they will listen and they will see if it's something that's really going to really be helpful for more than just you. And so with that, I want to ask, you have these 3 dietitians as well as yourself vetting these courses. And so what makes you trustworthy in this? Like, what is your experience as a dietitian? How can we trust that you are putting out good information for us and those dietitians as well?
Well, I've been a dietitian for a long time, about 33 years. I have a real foundation in higher education. I taught at the university level for several years. And I got into the continuing education field when I started doing seminars around the country. And this was before travel, and when travel was easier and there was less security. So it was nice to also talk to people who are attending the seminar. And a lot of them said, this is what we want to know. And it would be very educational in terms of what questions they had during and after the seminar. And one thing that I did notice is that they said, it was so, I wish we could do this at home. I wish it was more convenient. I wish we could have more self-study because it was really hard to travel here. I had to take the day off from work. I had to find, babysitters. I had to deal with childcare. So it made me start thinking that, what the demand and the need is for something without boundaries. And again, it sounds like we've really gotten well versed using the internet for education, especially with the 2020 pandemic. But prior to that, there were fractions of people that were very uncomfortable with it, or that the resources just were not available. So that's what we kind of pride ourselves on. Our tagline is continuing education anytime, anywhere, which means there are no temporal boundaries. You can do it anytime. And there are no geographic boundaries. You can do it anywhere. We have customers from Japan, other countries, of course, all across the United States. So it's something that's very popular, very much needed, and very much wanted in all areas.
I applaud that you took your experience, and it sounds like you found what wasn't working, and then you have this beautiful solution for all the nutrition professionals now. So we talked, I guess you kind of covered the cons of past continuing education. So what are the perks? Can you dive further into the perks of the continuing education that's anytime, anywhere?
Okay, so, it's convenience and it's efficient use of resources, not only time, but also we don't have to charge as much because there are no hotel rooms to cover, no speaker fees, no flights, travel, etc. So we can offer that discount and pass that on as something that's more convenient. But most important is that it was serving what the needs were. And, we can empathize because we're also dietetic professionals. So we also wonder, well, what would I want? What would I most need in a continuing education course? And so taking all that together, that's how we arrive at many of our courses. And it's become a great business model for us. I often cite In-N-Out Burger that's often used as a business model, which is a fast food restaurant here in the West Coast. And they're cited because their business model is so simple. They have 3 different types of hamburgers, and that is it. So we offer, streamlined choices. We don't offer too many choices because we don't want analysis paralysis. But we want to make it simple as possible. Continuing education should be something that's interesting. You chose this profession because you were fascinated with the field, and why not make learning a good experience?
Yeah, and so speaking of that, making it kind of simple and not overwhelming us with choices, can you kind of walk us through what it's like to sign up for one of your courses and your layout of your website? And we can pull up a screen if you're watching. You can look along, or if not, we'll just kind of explain it with our words so you can join in on what Carol's going to share with us here.
Okay, so we'll be looking at a screenshot of Intuitive Eating, which is a course that was our #1 seller in 2022. And so this is what we call the course description page. And all of our courses are presented in the same manner. On the right-hand side, if you look at the Make It Mine, you can purchase the exam only, or you can purchase the exam and the Kindle ebook, or the exam and the physical book. So those are our 3 choices. The exam is delivered to the user via email. They can download it. The physical book is delivered right to your door from Amazon, and the Kindle ebook is also delivered by email. So again, anytime, anywhere. It's very convenient, and it doesn't require any travel. It's easy, and it's online. So on the left-hand side under the book cover, you can see product details, what the course is about, how it's outlined, learning objectives, what you can expect what skills you can expect to achieve after completion of the course. We have exam and book information, and also, most importantly, continuing education information. All of our courses on Dietitian 360 are approved and accepted by the Commission on Dietetic Registration. So you can be confident that your efforts in completing the exam successfully will be rewarded, because you will be rewarded with the CPEU units that are required. In fact, diet technicians should complete 50 CPEUs within a 5-year renewal period. So we provide that service. You can get all 50 CPEUs through Dietitian 360 and never have to leave your house. It's a wonderful situation.
I think you have a really unique perspective having this business, because you are listening to what dietitians and diet technicians are asking for. So what, in the past year, what has been the things that have been most popular? What have been the things that people are chasing to learn?
And so we recently looked at our 2022 bestseller list, and of course, Intuitive Eating was number one. One of the reasons is probably because it's broad-based. It covers nutrition, wellness, and it's authored by 2 dietitians. So we find that books that are authored by dietitians are embraced very well by dietetic professionals. And surprisingly, number 2, 3, and 4 are time management leadership books. So we use that almost as a diagnostic criteria. Isn't it interesting that dietetic professionals want to know about nutrition and support dietitians that are authors, but they're also very interested in time management and leadership courses. So we didn't expect that, but that's all part of the delight of being in this business, to see how trends are emerging, needs are emerging. And so there's something that I always call the science of dietetics, so the basic fundamental knowledge about, that we need as a foundation. But then there's the art of dietetics, on how to practice it well, and how to engage with people and communicate, and how to grow professionally. So I think the top 2, 3, and 4 sellers we had last year kind of reflect that. Those are the needs that
quite interesting too, because the 3 that you had after the first, the leadership ones, that is very relevant to diet technicians, because a lot of the times they have roles in management or in food service, and that requires those leadership skills that those books sound like they are promoting.
Yeah, there's obviously a need because it's a self-selection. And I guess it's a surprise bonus. Number 5, you might be what number 5 is. It's the anti-anxiety diet. So, there's nutrition, wellness, management, and then anxiety. So
that sums up 2022, I guess. For me. So funny.
Last year for you. It might be different this year, but at least we know what's going on last year.
We're a little anxious. Do you have any predictions for 2023 and what you think?
Very interesting. I'd say leadership really is always consistently a kind of a demand. And so we've put some attention towards that category because of the demand. We're currently updating some of our courses in that area. So I would say that those are timeless. And in fact, one of the best sellers is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which millions and millions of people have read. It's been published in 1990s. So, but it's still popular, which is very interesting. It's just very fundamental, foundational information that everybody embraces. So I think that's going to be the same trend this year.
I'm sure it's fun at the end of every year, kind of just to see what was trending for the past year.
Yeah, it's a very diagnostic. It's education. Yeah.
You're like, what was going on? So let me ask you this. So we kind of walk through the process of what it's like what your website's like, how the sites are set up or the courses are set up, the objectives. What if someone wants to just try out a course without putting too much money into it? Do you have something for them that they can then test out?
Absolutely. So we offer a free course. It's called Code of Ethics. Do it right. It's worth 1 CPEU. And the beauty of it is that it satisfies the mandatory requirement for the ethics course that all dietetic professionals have. So you can find that on our website. If you go to dietitian360.com, go to Quick Browse on the top nav bar and drop down to course to do it free. Code of Ethics. That link will get you to the page where it will have the instructional video. You can link to the exam. You can submit your exam answers online using the link. So everything you need is on this one page. So I'd encourage you, if you haven't fulfilled your 1 CPEU ethics requirement, to go check us out. And it will also help you walk through our process. If you want to try it, it's a little appetizer for you, and you'll be fulfilling your ethics course requirement.
That is such an awesome thing that you have that available for the nutrition professionals. Also, I was looking through your return policy, which is really generous. You gotta kind of walk us through that. It sounds like you're really here to help. You're really here to provide a really good service for us. So what is your return policy? And
so we always say, we believe in second chances. If you order an exam, you download it, and it wasn't quite what you thought it would be, no problem. Just contact us within 30 days, and you get a full refund. Hard copy books, those are returnable. Kindle books, we do make some exceptions for returning those as well. So we're here to serve. We really are. I know it sounds a little cliche, but it's the truth. We want to serve other dietetic professionals. We are dietetic professionals. So just supporting the industry, supporting our image, supporting our educational needs, and advancement of the profession. That's really how we feel our role is.
And honestly, coming from a dietitian, I feel like I can trust you, because this is such a helping profession. Diet technicians and dietitians, we just want to help people, and sometimes we just give too much away. But it sounds like you have a good balance there, and in supporting your business and getting CPUs from you, we're helping each other in both regards. So I think it's a beautiful thing about the profession that we should never talk down about, but just embrace and enjoy that aspect.
Yeah, we need to support each other. It's hard enough out there with. So.
Tell me about it. So anything else that you would like to encourage or tell the NDTR audience specifically?
Well, we actually, to prove our support for you, we actually wanted to invite your members to try us out, and we want to sweeten the deal with a discount. So we're offering a 10% discount through the month of February 2023, and just whenever you order, use coupon code NDTR SL10. So that's all capital letters, NDTR SL10, and you will get 10% off any order in February. Use it as many times as you want. Come visit us on our Code of Ethics page. Send over recommendations. Again, you'll get a free course if you choose to adopt it. So, talk to us. We'd love to hear from you.
I love it. And browse through the website, and I saw that intuitive eating course was 108, and with that 10% discount, guys, take advantage of it in February. So if you're listening to this podcast in February, that's fate for you to visit Continual Education 360, because you're not going to regret it. Let me ask you one more question. So I encourage diet technicians get other credentials, such as certified personal trainers, and so you have courses for other credentials as well. And my question is, do you know if any of the courses or the CPUs that you get crossover? They
do. In fact, especially for dietitians and diabetes educators. So those courses many of the courses are the same. So, earn it once and use it twice. That's another motto we have, is that if you're a dietitian or diet technician and you are also a diabetes educator, you can complete one course and get credits for both professions. So that's one where there's a coincides quite nicely. So.
Yeah, and where can people find your website? I know you have on the website, but are you on social media where people can follow and be updated to new courses that drop?
We're on Facebook and Instagram. We're actually under Continuing Education 360. That's our parent company. It's actually an umbrella to 4 different affiliates. It's an umbrella to Dietitian 360, Athletic Trainer 360, Diabetes Educator 360, and Dietary Manager 360. And that really is very reflective of how multidisciplinary and how much cross-pollination occurs across these 4 professions. For instance, dietetic professionals may need to know something about sports nutrition, therefore Athletic Trainer 360, or need to know something about food service or food safety, therefore Dietary Manager 360, and then may need to know something about diabetes, so we have Diabetes Educator 360. So I had referenced earlier how broad-based nutrition and dietetics can be, and that's really a reflection of that as well. So come find us on Facebook and Instagram, Continuing Education 360, and we have some great promotions, some great information and education.
Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for that discount for the audience, and I am just thrilled. I'm thrilled to dive further into your website and do my own continuing education through you guys.
Well, thanks, Marie. We really appreciate this exposure, and we love engagement. So again, we'd love to come back and talk more about what we do and some of our experiences to share. And we're in this together.
Well, I feel like there's so much great knowledge in this spotlight. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please take advantage of it. You're going to thank yourself when you have to submit those CEUs at the end of your 5 years. Do it now. There's no other way around it, and take advantage of that 10% discount. And make sure you follow them on Instagram. They are constantly posting new courses. Don't delay. I'm telling myself this, because I'm a class leader, so I'm going to tell you as well. Take advantage. And Dr. Carol, thank you so much for your time. It has been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Marie, and it really has been a pleasure. And thank you to all your members. So hope to see you online.